So obviously nothing's confirmed, but with this rumor, if we're looking at the team of Pred, Exnid, Kismet, Sicilium, to an extent you could kind of understand what's going on, but at the same time it just makes no sense. Like, I'm trying to figure out what Vegas Falcons goal is here. I'm trying to figure out if their goal is to make a super team or if their goal is to try to help Xnid grow and make a good team out of that. Because if they're trying to make a good team for Xnid, this is not the one. If you really look at this Vegas Falcons team, it kind of feels like another version of the LAT team at the start of Black Ops 6, with AG being Hydra, Scrap being MC, except MC's not as fast and he's not as good at calming. And then, you have Kismet playing Daniel Ghosty, except he's not a fucking AR. But I have no doubt he could obviously like be good at it, but he's just like not on that same level of AR. He's really been SMG the whole time. And Xnid is not Envoy. So it is basically a Walmart version of that LAD's team. And I'm trying to figure out what Vegas Falcons' idea is, because if their idea is to help Xnid grow, like if they really are gung-ho on this being an overall Xnid project, obviously they're trying to do good, but they want to keep Xnid. So if they want to keep Xnid on this roster the whole time, you need to put players around him that are going to benefit him. You can't just quote-unquote stack talent and put it around him. It just makes no sense. And I talked about this with AG. AG is an S-tier player, but he's a one-dimensional S-tier player. AG is not a person that you put with a brand new SMG in hopes of that SMG player getting better. Obviously AG could teach him a few things, but if we're talking gameplay wise and everything, with the way AG plays, like AG made Shotzi look terrible. That should tell you all you need to know. He's a one-dimensional player. He doesn't take bomb in S&D unless he's playing with a Hydra or a Shotzi, but obviously he's not, so he's not going to take bomb. Doesn't really have the OBJ responsibility or want to, and I could understand his POV, like, I'm fucking good, like, I'm really the best player on the team, like, I shouldn't be on the hill. But, there needs to be a balance. Everyone needs to be able to do everything. I think Xnid needed, like, a player, like, I already talked about this before, but he needed a player like Real, or, like, you could say a player like Kismet, like, a really good player who could still, like, respect him as a player to be able to do good, but also be able to synergize with him on the map. I don't see any synergy with AG and Xnid. I only saw it in S&D because that's the one game mode where, actually you're playing together, working like a bomb. That's the only time I've ever seen Xnid and AG have any sort of cohesion on the map. Otherwise, when it comes to respawn, two people doing two different things. If you want to get the best out of Xnid, you needed to make this team with players that are really good, but also have respect. Respect's probably like the bad word, because obviously people know Xnid's a very good mechanically skilled player, but you guys kind of like get what I'm saying. I probably should have had like a roster in mind when I was talking about this, but I had Xnid with like Real. And then if we're talking about ARs, there's not that many great ARs. So, I mean, I could agree with MC, but you got to put, like, even if it was, like, a Ghosty and MC, and then insert, like, a good SMG player here that could still get the best out of him. Those are the players. But if you're not trying to, like, build around him and you're just trying to make a good team, I could understand half these choices. But, this team together, I don't see them doing anything. Like, I am very high on Kismet, but on this team with MC and AG, this just feels like a clusterfuck waiting to happen. Like, this feels like a team that will not be able to put it together. And it feels like Kismet now being a second, third option is almost like the Band-Aid. Technically, they should have been looking for this type of profile at the beginning, because you need players like this around Xnid. He hasn't had it all season. He hasn't had players like this all season. Obviously, he has Clay in the background, but he needs players like this on the map as well. That just looks like an anchor waiting to happen. This looks like AG and MC putting up 1.5s, and then Kismet and Xnid like in like the 0.8 region, and we're just gonna see that so many times. And this feels like a 9 through 12 team, honestly, to be honest.